Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we have to talk about Stephen A. Smith again. He decided to open his mouth about Cade Cunningham and speak on him in the pregame show last night against the Houston Rockets. And Stephen A. continues to be wrong about Cade Cunningham, continues to throw shade on him, while also masquerading as if he's a fan of his. Now, before we get into all of that, make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal is going to be 80 likes on this video. For the people who don't know, when you like videos on YouTube, it really helps out the creator. It helps more people see my channel. So if you like this video, more people will see it, more people will come, and we could talk more Pistons basketball, because that's what I want to do. I want to build a small, tight community here on YouTube so we can talk Pistons basketball. So please like this video, look in my description box below, or type in the Flash Joe Polo. That is my backup channel. I'm going to finally be posting some University of Michigan basketball today. Any University of Michigan Wolverine basketball fans, go to my backup channel. I'm going to be doing a review of the game against Buffalo. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So without further ado, let's get into this, man. So Stephen A. Last night, as I said, decided to speak on Cade Cunningham again. And Stephen A. just continues to be wrong. He refuses to admit when he's wrong. And that's the thing that's frustrating, you know, about these mainstream sports broadcasters. They just never want to admit when they're wrong. That's the difference, I feel like, between me and them. Like, I can admit, let's say 5 years down the line, let's say Killian Hayes is just garbage. He never pans out and he's just not good. I will willingly admit and come on camera and speak to you guys and say I was wrong about Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes is a bust, okay? I will literally admit that if Killian Hayes turns out to be a bust. But these mainstream sports guys, they just refuse to backtrack. They never want to admit when they're wrong, and they're going to die on the hill. If 5 years down the line, if Cade Cunningham is far above Jalen Green, Stephen A. still will not admit it. He will still stand on the hill and say that Jalen is better. And not just him, many other sports broadcasters similar to him just refuse to admit when they're wrong and refuse to change their opinion, which is frustrating because I do respect someone like Stephen A. Smith. He's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this right now. You know, growing up watching First Take, him and Skip Bayless, I watched that every single day, and it really inspired me and was one of the reasons why I wanted to become a sports broadcaster just like him. So I have respect for him, but his takes on Cade Cunningham are just out there, man. Actually, before I get to what he said last night, let me play a clip of what he said a few months ago pre-draft. He was talking about Cade Cunningham not being aggressive. And also, he literally admitted that he didn't really watch college basketball, that he only watched highlights and clips out there. He claims that he watched a few games, but I highly doubt it. I believe truly that Stephen A. maybe watched 1-2 games of Cade Cunningham in college and then just watch highlights and decided to come on First Take and make that statement. Play the clip right now.
And I didn't see a lot of these guys. I watched the NCAA tournament. I certainly watched the Final Four, but the body of work that I've seen these guys, I'm not about to sit up here and even try to come across like I'm too knowledgeable about all of these guys. I know what their games are. I've seen some highlights of them. I watched Grimes. I watched Cade Cunningham as well, and what have you. And I've seen some of these guys, and based on what I've seen what they could do. Let me say this real quick about Cade Cunningham. I'm a fan. I love his game, but I just want to say this, and Max and Kendrick, please feel free to comment on that. This is the message that I want to send to all college kids out there. When they looked at Cade Cunningham, they said that there were times that he could have been more aggressive. That's all they said. They said all the tools are there, particularly him in pick and roll situations at 6'8" with his shooting ability or whatever. He could be a special talent. So we know the brother can play, and we wish him nothing but the best. And I got a lot of faith in him as well. I just want to make sure everybody understands this. When you play on the collegiate level specifically, or any level that's less than the NBA, if you play 30 games a year and anyone ever questions your motor, that's a huge bad sign.
So that's what he said months ago. He literally admitted that he didn't really watch college basketball and then said that Cade Cunningham wasn't aggressive. That doesn't make sense right there. And then I have to show you guys what he said last night about Cade Cunningham.
Jalen Green fan. If I had the #1 overall pick, it would have been Jalen Green instead of Cade Cunningham. I like Cade Cunningham a lot. I think he needs to improve his three-point shooting. I like him a lot, though. But Jalen Green just has that it factor, something that says, I want to be a star.
Just continuing to throw shade on him. Now, I do give him props. He did say that he likes Cade Cunningham. He did, mention that very, very quickly. But just in general, he is wrong about Cade and the Pistons. First off, he said if he had the first overall pick, he would have took Jalen Green over Cade Cunningham. Now look, I'm not here to get into a debate about who's better between Jalen or Cade, okay? You can have that debate. You can say whichever one is better. That's up to you. But the point is that, Stephen A., you have to think who had the first overall pick. The Detroit Pistons, okay? You have to think about fit when you have the first overall pick and also account for who's the better player. And when you look at the fit for this team, the fit of the culture in Detroit, Cade Cunningham perfectly fits the Detroit culture, and Jalen Green is literally the opposite of Detroit culture. You know, if we would have drafted Jalen, he would have worked with Killian Hayes. Killian could have passed on the ball, and those two in the backcourt, I think they could have worked together. But will he work with Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart? Will he make those guys better? Absolutely not. But when you look at someone like Cade Cunningham, he can work with Killian Hayes. That's still a wait and see type of thing, but I believe he can work with Killian Hayes. He's obviously been working with Sadiq Bey and Jeremy Grant and Isaiah Stewart. Ever since Cade has come back from that injury, the Pistons have finally begun to win a few basketball games. So when you look at the fit of the team on the court, it would be better for the Pistons to draft Cade Cunningham because he works better with the players on our team. Because Cade is an all-around player who you could just plop in and he can just fill up any holes that you have on your team. And then you also have to think about the culture and mentality. Cade Cunningham is a very mature young man and embraced the city fully. Where someone like Jalen Green, yes, he is mature, but not to the extent of Cade Cunningham. He's nowhere near the leader that Cade Cunningham is. And then we all know what he said about the city of Detroit. Blatantly disrespected us after the draft and was being butthurt just because he wasn't drafted #1. And that's a ridiculous point as it is right there. Jalen Green acts like he was drafted in the second round. That's not what happened. He was the second overall pick. I don't really understand why he's being so butthurt. Like, I understand being frustrated and wanting to be the first overall pick, but to come out and say that about the city of Detroit, it was uncalled for, bro. Like, you were the second pick. It's not like you almost went undrafted. You were literally #2. So that's ridiculous right there. So I just wanted to make that point and let you guys know that what Stephen A. is saying is completely off. If you had the first overall pick, Stephen A., if you are the Pistons, you take Cade Cunningham. He fits this team. He fits the culture. He fits what we're trying to build here in Detroit. Jalen Green is a very talented player. I believe he has massive potential. He will get there eventually, but he does not fit this team. And I am happy that we took Cade Cunningham first overall. Stephen A., to wrap up this video, I don't understand why he continues to just throw in these little remarks of shade whenever he can when speaking on Cade Cunningham. And I would be okay if he criticized Cade in the areas that he deserved to be criticized in. Like, if he pointed out Cade Cunningham's turnovers, then yes, I would agree with him. Cade absolutely needs to work on his turnovers, but if he talks about him like he talked about a few months ago, talking about lack of aggression, that's just complete nonsense. We know as Pistons fans, even when he was in college at OSU, he was an extremely aggressive player. So Stephen A., if you're going to talk about Cade, criticize things like his turnovers, criticize his off-ball defense, but don't criticize things like his aggression, man. That's just nonsense. So Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 3K, and I'm out.